I accidentally catered for my ex's engagement party. Now I'm going viral. I told my landlord I'd have rent by Friday. That gave me 4 days to scrape together $800, which is how I ended up in a borrowed white button-down and black slacks, balancing a tray of champagne flutes outside the Riverside event hall on a Tuesday night. The agency said it was an engagement party, 2 hours of past apps and drink service, cash at the end of the shift. I didn't ask questions. The double doors swung open and I stepped inside. The laughter hit me first, loud, unguarded, the kind that comes from people who've had 2 drinks and feel like the night belongs to them. I recognized the pitch of it before I recognized the voices. My hands tightened on the tray. Then I saw the banner, white silk, strung across the back wall in looping gold script. Congratulations, Olivia and Brett, my ex-girlfriend's name. My ex-girlfriend's fiancé's name. The room tilted for half a second, then snapped back into focus. Olivia stood near the center of the room in a cream dress, one hand resting on Brett's arm, the other holding a champagne flute. She was mid-laugh, head tipped back, and the crowd around her was eating it up. I knew every face in that circle. Vanessa, who used to text me memes at 2 in the morning. Corey, who helped me move into my first apartment. Priya, who swore we'd stay friends no matter what. They all ghosted me 3 weeks after the breakup. I took a step back toward the door, but the catering manager was already waving me forward. "Drinks, table 6, she hissed, pointing toward the far corner. I moved on autopilot, weaving between tables, keeping my head down. The tray felt like it weighed 50 pounds. Someone at table 6 reached for a glass without looking at me. I kept moving. "To second chances," someone shouted from the center of the room, and the whole crowd erupted in cheers. I stopped near the bar, pretending to check my tray. Olivia was standing now, Brett's arm around her waist, and she was beaming at the crowd like she'd just won something. "Everything really does work out for a reason," Vanessa said, loud enough for half the room to hear. Priya nodded, clinking her glass against Vanessa's. "The universe knows what it's doing." I turned toward the kitchen, but Olivia's voice cut through the noise. "I just want to thank everyone who helped make tonight possible." Her tone was warm, gracious, the same voice she used to use when she wanted something from me. I kept walking, but I felt her eyes sweep the room. They landed on me for a fraction of a second, just long enough for her smile to sharpen. She raised her glass in my direction, a tiny, deliberate gesture that no one else would have noticed. Then she turned back to Brett and kissed him on the cheek. The crowd went wild. Vanessa leaned over and whispered something in Olivia's ear. Olivia nodded, still smiling, and Vanessa pulled out her phone. A moment later, the DJ's voice crackled over the speakers. "All right, everyone. The happy couple wants to do something special. Can we get all the catering staff up here for a quick group photo? Come on, don't be shy. Let's give them a round of applause." The room erupted in clapping. The other servers started moving toward the front. The manager shot me a look that said I didn't have a choice. I walked up to the makeshift stage, tray still in hand, and stood in the back row. Olivia and Brett were front and center, arms around each other, glowing. Vanessa positioned herself next to Olivia, maid of honor sash glinting under the lights. I stood directly behind them, holding an empty tray, forcing my mouth into something that might pass for a smile. The photographer counted down. 3, 2, 1. The flash went off. Everyone clapped again. I stepped back, but Olivia turned just enough to catch my eye one more time. She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. I made it through the rest of the shift on muscle memory. Passed drinks, cleared plates, avoided eye contact. When the manager handed me my cash at the end of the night, I didn't count it. I just walked out into the parking lot and sat in my car for 20 minutes, staring at the steering wheel. My phone buzzed. A notification from Instagram. Someone had tagged me in a photo. I opened it. The engagement party photo. Olivia and Brett front and center, Vanessa beside them, and me in the back. Blurred but recognizable, holding that stupid empty tray. The caption read, "Sometimes life serves you exactly what you deserve." It already had 300 likes. I locked my phone and shoved it into my pocket. The parking lot was empty except for a few stragglers loading gifts into their cars. I started the engine, but I didn't pull out. I just sat there, watching the event hall doors, waiting for the last of them to leave. The photo was still burning in my head. That caption, that smirk. My phone buzzed again, then again. I pulled it out. Notifications were stacking up. Comments on the post, shares, tags in other people's stories. Someone had screenshotted it and posted it to Twitter with the caption, "This is the most savage engagement announcement I've ever seen." I scrolled through the comments on Olivia's post. Iconic. She really said, "Watch me glow up." "The universe has a sense of humor." Vanessa had commented, "You deserve all the happiness in the world, babe." Priya had left 3 heart emojis. Corey had written, "This is everything." Someone I didn't recognize had tagged 3 of their friends and written, "This is what happens when you level up." I closed the app and stared at the dashboard. My hands were still shaking. The event hall doors opened and a group spilled out, laughing, arms linked. I recognized Vanessa's voice before I saw her. She was walking with Priya and 2 other people I vaguely remembered from college. They were all talking over each other, loud and loose from the champagne. "Did you see the way she looked at them?" Vanessa said, and the group erupted in laughter. "She didn't even flinch," Priya added. "I would have died." "Olivia's a queen," someone else said. "Honestly, it's perfect. Like, poetic justice." They climbed into a car 2 rows over. I sank lower in my seat, but they weren't looking my way. Vanessa was still talking as she buckled her seatbelt. "I'm just saying, after everything that happened, she deserves this. She really does." The car pulled out and disappeared down the street. I sat there for another 10 minutes, watching the last few people trickle out. Brett came out first, carrying a box of leftover decorations. Olivia followed a moment later, phone in hand, still smiling. She said something to him, and he laughed, then kissed her on the forehead. They loaded everything into his car and drove off together. I finally pulled out of the parking lot and headed home. My apartment was dark when I got there. I didn't bother turning on the lights. I just dropped my keys on the counter and sat down on the couch, phone still in my hand. The notifications hadn't stopped. The post was up to 800 likes now. Someone had shared it to a Reddit thread about petty revenge. Another person had turned it into a meme, captioning it, "When your ex becomes your boss." I opened my messages. 3 texts from my younger brother. "Dude, what is this? Are you okay? Call me." I didn't call him. There was a message from an old coworker I hadn't talked to in months. "Hey, saw the post going around. That's rough. Let me know if you need anything." I didn't respond. Another notification. Someone had sent me a direct message on Instagram. I didn't recognize the name. I opened it. "Is this you in the photo? That's so messed up. I'm sorry." I closed the app and set my phone face down on the couch. The next morning, I woke up to 43 new notifications. The post had been shared to a Facebook group called Wedding Fails and Wins. Someone had added it to a TikTok compilation of engagement party drama. A lifestyle blog had picked it up and written a short piece titled, "Engagement Photo Goes Viral After X Appears in Background." The article didn't name me, but it didn't have to. Everyone who knew Olivia knew exactly who I was. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through the comments. Most of them were on Olivia's side. "She's glowing. He's clearly bitter. This is what moving on looks like." A few people pushed back. "This feels mean. Why would you post this?" But those comments were buried under hundreds of others cheering her on. My phone rang. My brother again. I let it go to voicemail. I opened my laptop and checked my email. 2 new messages. One was a reminder that my rent was due in 3 days. The other was from the catering agency, confirming my next shift for Thursday night. I closed the laptop and stared at the wall. My phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, it's Corey. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I just wanted to say I hope you're doing okay. That photo wasn't cool." I read it 3 times, then deleted it without responding. Another buzz. This time it was Priya. "I didn't know you were working that event. I'm sorry if it was awkward." I set my phone down and went to take a shower. When I got out, there were 2 more messages. One from Vanessa. "No hard feelings, right? It was just a fun night." The other was from a group chat I'd been muted in for months. Someone had added me back in. The last message was from Olivia. "Hope everyone had an amazing time last night. Can't wait to celebrate with you all again soon." I left the group and blocked the number. By the afternoon, the post had over 2,000 likes. Someone had made a Twitter thread analyzing the power dynamics of the photo. A podcast I'd never heard of mentioned it in their latest episode. My brother called again. I didn't pick up. I spent the rest of the day applying to jobs I was overqualified for and refreshing my bank account, watching the number stay exactly where it was. That night, I got another text. This one was from Brett. "Hey, I don't think we've ever actually met, but I wanted to reach out. I didn't know you were working the event until after. I hope there's no weirdness. Congrats on the gig." I stared at the message for a full minute, then turned my phone off. I turned my phone back on the next morning. 51 notifications. I didn't open any of them. The catering agency called while I was making coffee. I almost didn't answer, but I needed the money. "Hey, quick question," the manager said. "You available for a private dinner tomorrow night? Same rate, smaller group. Should be easy." I said yes before she finished talking. She gave me the address and hung up. I wrote it down on the back of an envelope, then spent the rest of the day avoiding my phone and sending out resumes that would probably never get responses. By Wednesday afternoon, the post had 3,000 likes. Someone had turned it into a reaction GIF. My brother left another voicemail. I deleted it without listening. Thursday came. I put on the same white shirt and black slacks, checked the address twice, and drove across town to a house I didn't recognize. Big front lawn, 2-car garage, the kind of place that probably had a wine cellar. I rang the bell. A woman in her 50s answered, smiled, and waved me inside. "You're right on time," she said. "We're just setting up in the dining room. It's a small group tonight, very casual." I followed her through the foyer. The dining room table was set for 8. Candles, cloth napkins, the works. Then I saw Olivia standing near the window, holding a wine glass. I stopped in the doorway. She turned, saw me, and her smile didn't waver. "Oh, perfect," she said. "You're here." The woman who'd answered the door looked between us. "You two know each other?" "We used to," Olivia said lightly. Small world. Brett appeared from the kitchen, carrying a bottle of wine. He saw me and paused for half a second, then recovered. "Hey, man. Good to see you again." I didn't say anything. The woman gestured toward the kitchen. "You can start with the appetizers. Everything's labeled." I walked past Olivia without looking at her. The kitchen was spotless. Trays of food lined up on the counter. I picked up the first one and carried it back to the dining room. The guests were arriving. Vanessa came in first. Maid of honor sash, still somehow part of her personality. Priya followed, then Corey, then 3 other people I vaguely recognized. They all greeted Olivia with hugs and congratulations, voices overlapping, filling the room with noise. I set the tray down on the sideboard and stepped back against the wall. Vanessa glanced at me, then leaned toward Olivia and whispered something. Olivia laughed and shook her head. Vanessa shrugged and grabbed a stuffed mushroom. Brett called everyone to the table. They sat down, still talking, still laughing. I refilled water glasses and pretended I was somewhere else. Olivia tapped her fork against her wine glass. The table went quiet.
"I just want to say thank you all for being here tonight," she said. Her voice was warm, steady, the same voice she used to use when she wanted me to believe her. "This has been such an incredible time, and I'm so grateful to have people in my life who've supported me through everything."
Vanessa raised her glass. To Olivia and Brett. Everyone echoed it. I stood in the corner holding a water pitcher watching them drink. Olivia continued. "You know, I've been thinking a lot about second chances lately. About how sometimes you have to lose the wrong person to find the right one." A few people nodded. Priya murmured agreement. "And I think that's what makes this so special," Olivia said, glancing at Brett. "Because I know now what I didn't know before. I know what I deserve." The table erupted in cheers. Brett kissed her hand. Vanessa dabbed at her eyes with a napkin. I refilled someone's water glass and moved back to the wall. Corey caught my eye for a second, then looked away. The dinner dragged on. Course after course, toast after toast. Every time I came out of the kitchen, Olivia's gaze would flick toward me, just for a moment, just long enough to remind me she knew I was there. At one point, Vanessa started telling a story about the engagement party. "And then we got the whole catering staff up for a photo," she said, laughing. "It was so spontaneous. Olivia just wanted to thank everyone, you know? She's so thoughtful like that." Priya nodded. "That photo turned out amazing." "It really did," Olivia said. She glanced at me again, that same practiced half smile. "I'm glad we captured the moment. Some Someone asked to see it. Vanessa pulled out her phone and passed it around the table. I stayed in the corner, hands behind my back, watching them react. This is so cute, someone said. You look so happy, another person added. The phone made it back to Vanessa. She set it down and picked up her fork. Brett stood to refill his wine glass. He walked past me on his way to the sideboard, paused, then leaned in slightly. Hey man, he said quietly. I know this is probably weird. I just want you to know it's nothing personal. I didn't respond. He nodded like I'd said something and walked back to the table. The main course came and went. Dessert followed. I cleared plates, refilled drinks, kept my head down. The conversation shifted to wedding plans, venues, dates, guest lists. Olivia talked about wanting something intimate, something meaningful. Vanessa suggested a destination wedding. Priya offered to help with invitations. I carried a tray of empty plates back to the kitchen and set it down on the counter. My hands were shaking. I gripped the edge of the sink and stared at the wall. The door swung open behind me. I turned. Olivia was standing there, wine glass in hand. Just grabbing another bottle, she said, moving past me to the wine rack. I didn't say anything. She pulled out a bottle, then paused. You know, I didn't plan this. I still didn't respond. The agency sent you, she continued. I didn't ask for you specifically, but I have to say it's kind of poetic, don't you think? I looked at her. She was smiling, but it didn't reach her eyes. I'm just doing my job, I said. I know, she said. And you're doing great. Really professional. She walked back toward the door, then stopped. For what it's worth, I hope things work out for you. I really do. The door swung shut behind her. I stood there for a long time, staring at the empty space where she'd been. When I finally went back out, the table was louder than before. Someone had opened another bottle of wine. Vanessa was telling another story, gesturing wildly with her hands. Olivia was laughing, head tipped back, the same way she used to laugh when we were together. I refilled the water glasses one more time, then retreated to the kitchen. The woman who'd hired me poked her head in. You can start cleaning up whenever you're ready. There'll probably be another hour or so. I nodded and started loading the dishwasher. Through the door, I could hear them toasting again. To new beginnings, someone said. The glasses clinked. The laughter swelled. I closed the dishwasher and leaned against the counter, waiting for the night to end. The dinner finally ended around 10. I finished loading the dishwasher and wiped down the counters, while the guests filtered out through the front door, voices trailing off into the night. The woman who'd hired me handed me an envelope of cash and thanked me for my work. I nodded and headed for the door. Olivia was standing in the foyer, saying goodbye to the last few guests. She saw me coming and stepped aside just enough to let me pass. Our shoulders nearly brushed. I kept walking. My phone buzzed as I got to my car. Another notification. I didn't check it. The next morning, I woke up to a text from the catering agency. Great feedback from last night's client. They requested you specifically for their wedding in June. Interested? I stared at the message for a full minute, then deleted it. My brother called again. This time I answered. Finally, he said. I've been trying to reach you for days. I know. Have you seen what's happening online? Yeah. And you're just going to let it keep going? I didn't answer. They're making you look like a joke, he said. That photo has been everywhere. People are sharing it, making memes. You need to say something. What am I supposed to say? I don't know. Anything. Defend yourself. Tell your side. No one cares about my side. He was quiet for a moment. You can't just let them win. I'm not letting them do anything. I'm just trying to get through the week. This isn't going to go away on its own. I have to go, I said and hung up. I spent the rest of Friday sending out more resumes and avoiding social media. By evening, the post had 4,000 likes. Someone had written an article about it for a wedding blog. The headline was, Engagement Party Photo Sparks Debate About Moving On with Grace. I closed my laptop and went for a walk. When I got back, there was a voicemail from a number I didn't recognize. I almost deleted it, but something made me listen. Hi, this is calling from BuzzFeed. We're doing a piece on viral engagement photos, and we'd love to get your perspective on the image that's been circulating. If you're interested in sharing your story, please give us a call back. I deleted the voicemail. Another one came in an hour later. A different outlet, same request. Then another. By the end of the night, I had 5 messages from various websites and blogs, all asking for my side of the story. I turned my phone off and went to bed. Saturday morning, I turned it back on to find a text from Corey. Hey, I know this is random, but I wanted to apologize. I didn't realize how bad that photo thing got until someone sent me the articles. That wasn't cool. I should have said something at the time. I read it twice, then typed back, it's fine. He responded immediately. It's not, though. Olivia's been milking this whole thing and it's getting out of hand. A bunch of us have been talking and we think she's taking it too far. I stared at the message. Who's a bunch of us? Me, a couple people from college. Even Priya said something yesterday. She feels bad about the whole thing. Then why didn't any of you say anything before? The typing indicator appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. I don't know. I guess we didn't think it was that serious at first, but now it's everywhere and people are being really harsh in the comments. Some of them are saying really messed up stuff about you. I opened Instagram. The post was still up now with over 5,000 likes. I scrolled through the comments. Most of them were the same as before, praising Olivia, celebrating her glow up, making jokes about karma. But there were new ones now, harsher ones. Imagine being so pathetic you have to work your ex's engagement party. This is what happens when you don't have your life together. I bet they're so bitter right now. Someone had replied to that one. They should be. Look at what they lost. I closed the app and set my phone down. Corey texted again. Are you okay? Yeah. Do you want to talk? No. Okay. Well, if you change your mind, I'm around. I didn't respond. Sunday came. The post hit 6,000 likes. A TikTok creator made a video about it, analyzing the body language in the photo and speculating about what had happened between Olivia and me. The video got 200,000 views in 12 hours. My brother called again. You need to respond. This is getting out of control. I'm not responding. Why not? Because it'll just make it worse. It can't get worse than this. Yes, it can, he sighed. Fine, but you can't just hide forever. I'm not hiding, I'm just not engaging. That's the same thing. I hung up. Monday morning, I got an email from a former coworker. The subject line was, saw the post. I didn't open it. Another email came in an hour later, then another. By noon, I had 7 messages from people I hadn't talked to in months, all saying some version of the same thing. I'm sorry this happened. That's so messed up. Let me know if you need anything. I didn't respond to any of them. The catering agency called. Hey, we've got a corporate event Wednesday night. You in? Yeah. Great, I'll send you the details. I hung up and stared at the wall. My phone buzzed, a text from Vanessa. Hey, I know things have been weird, but I just wanted to check in. I saw some of the comments on that post and I feel like maybe it went too far. I didn't mean for it to blow up like this. I read it 3 times, then typed back, then why did you post it? She didn't respond for 10 minutes. Then, I didn't post it. Olivia did. You were right there. You could have told her not to. Another long pause. I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. And now I think maybe it was. I set my phone down and went to make coffee. When I came back, there were 2 more texts from her. I'm sorry, I really am. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I didn't respond. That afternoon, my landlord called. Rent's due tomorrow. You good? Yeah. All right, just checking. I counted the cash from the last 2 shifts. $740. I was 60 short. I opened my laptop and checked my bank account. $12. I called the catering agency. Any chance you have something tonight? Let me check. A pause. Yeah, actually. Last minute thing, couple hours. You available? Yes. Perfect. I'll text you the address. I showed up at 6. Another engagement party. Different couple, different venue, same job. I passed drinks, cleared plates, kept my head down. No one recognized me. No one took my photo. I collected my cash at the end of the night and went home. Rent was paid Tuesday morning. I had $18 left. Wednesday, I worked the corporate event. Thursday, I picked up a shift at a wedding reception. Friday, another private dinner. The post was still circulating. Someone had added it to a best of compilation on YouTube. A podcast mentioned it again. My phone kept buzzing with notifications I didn't open. Corey texted me again. A bunch of us are getting together this weekend. You should come. I'm working. What about after? I'll be tired. Come on, it'll be good to see you. I'll think about it. I didn't think about it. Saturday night, I was clearing tables at a rehearsal dinner when my phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. Hi, this is a producer from a morning talk show. We'd love to have you on to discuss the viral engagement photo. We think your story could really resonate with our audience. I deleted the message and went back to work. Sunday morning, I woke up to a missed call from Priya, then another one from Corey. I ignored both and made coffee. My phone buzzed again. This time it was a text from Priya. Can we talk? I think you should know what's been happening. I set the phone face down on the counter and drank my coffee standing up, staring out the window at the parking lot. She called again. I let it ring. A voicemail notification appeared. I deleted it without listening. 10 minutes later, Corey texted. Priya's trying to reach you. You should answer. It's important. I typed back. I'm busy. It's about Olivia. I stared at the message for a long time, then called Priya. She picked up on the first ring. Thank God. I've been trying to reach you all morning. What's going on? Okay, so you know how that photo has been everywhere, right? Yeah. Well, someone from our old study group saw it and started asking questions. Like, why were you working the party? What happened between you and Olivia? All that. And Vanessa tried to brush it off, but then this girl, do you remember Simone from our ethics class? Vaguely. She started digging. She went back through Olivia's old posts, screenshots from when you 2 were together, and she found something. I waited. There's this post from right before you guys broke up. Olivia had written this whole thing about knowing your worth and not settling and all that, but Simone noticed the date. It was posted the same day you told me you just helped Olivia pay off her credit card debt. Remember that? I did. $3,200. She'd said it was an emergency, that her parents had cut her off and she was about to default. I'd emptied my savings account.
Simone put it together, Priya continued. She commented on the engagement post asking if Olivia had ever paid you back. And then other people started commenting too, asking what she was talking about. Vanessa deleted a bunch of them, but people screenshotted everything before she could.
Where's this going? Olivia's trying to control it, but it's not working. People are starting to ask questions, real questions, about why you 2 broke up, what really happened, whether the whole glow-up thing is actually what she's been saying it is. I sat down at the kitchen table. What's she saying? She's not saying anything. That's the problem. She's just deleting comments and blocking people, but that's making it worse because now it looks like she's hiding something. Is she? Priya was quiet for a moment. I don't know. Maybe. I've been thinking about it a lot since Thursday, and there are things that don't add up. Like she told everyone you 2 broke up because you weren't ambitious enough, that you didn't have any goals, but you were the one who had a job. She was the one who kept quitting things. She told people that? Yeah, that's been the story this whole time, that she outgrew you. I closed my eyes, and you all believed her. I mean, we didn't have a reason not to. You never said anything, you just disappeared. Because she asked me to. She said it would be easier for both of us if we didn't stay in touch with the same people. She told us you didn't want to talk to anyone. I opened my eyes. What? She said you were embarrassed about the breakup and needed space. So we gave you space. I stood up and walked to the window. She lied. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that. My phone buzzed. Another notification. I pulled it away from my ear and glanced at the screen. Someone had tagged me in a comment thread on Olivia's post. I put the phone back to my ear. I have to go. Wait, there's something else. What? Vanessa's been acting weird. Like, really weird. She keeps defending Olivia, but she's also been deleting her own comments from the post. I think she knows something. Like what? I don't know, but she's been avoiding me since yesterday. Every time I try to bring it up, she changes the subject. I didn't say anything. I think you should come to the thing this weekend, Priya said. I know Corey already asked you, but I really think you should be there. People are starting to see through this, and if you're not there to tell your side, Olivia's just going to keep controlling the narrative. I'm not interested in telling my side. Why not? Because it won't change anything. It might. It won't, she sighed. Fine, but if you change your mind, we're meeting at Corey's place Saturday at 7. I hung up and opened Instagram. The post was still there, but the comments section looked different. Simone's comment was gone, but people were still asking questions. Why did you delete that comment about the money? What aren't you telling us? This whole thing feels off. Vanessa had replied to one of them. People are just trying to start drama where there isn't any. Olivia and her ex ended things amicably. That's all there is to it, someone had replied to her. Then why is she deleting comments? Vanessa hadn't responded to that one. I I scrolled further. Another comment. This one from someone I didn't recognize. I know someone who went to school with them. They said Olivia borrowed a ton of money right before the breakup and never paid it back. Is that true? The comment had 63 likes. Olivia hadn't deleted it yet. I closed the app and set my phone down. Monday morning, I got a text from Corey. Did Priya tell you what's going on? Yeah. Are you coming Saturday? I don't know. You should. Vanessa's been acting shady and I think she's going to crack. What do you mean? She's been dodging everyone's questions about the post. And yesterday she told me she thinks Olivia's taking things too far, but then she wouldn't explain what she meant. I think she knows something and she's scared to say it. I didn't respond. He texted again. Just think about it. I think people are finally starting to see what actually happened. I put my phone away and went to work my shift. That night I got another text. This one was from Vanessa. Hey, can we talk? I stared at the message for a long time, then typed back. About what? About everything. I think I owe you an apology. You already apologized. I know, but I don't think I was honest before. Can we meet somewhere? Just the two of us? I didn't respond. She texted again an hour later. Please, I need to tell you something and I don't want to do it over text. I finally typed back. When? Tomorrow? There's a coffee shop on 5th. I can meet you there at noon. Fine. I showed up 10 minutes late. Vanessa was already there, sitting at a corner table with a cup she hadn't touched. She looked up when I walked in, and for the first time since the breakup, she looked uncomfortable. I sat down across from her. What do you want to tell me? She glanced around the coffee shop, then leaned forward. Olivia's lying. About what? About a lot of things, but specifically about why you two broke up. I waited. She told everyone you weren't ambitious, that you didn't have goals, that she outgrew you, but that's not what she told me at the time. What did she tell you? Vanessa looked down at her cup. She said you were too focused on your career, that you were always working, always stressed about money, and she felt like you didn't have time for her anymore. That's the opposite of what she's been saying. I know. So which one is true? She didn't answer right away. When she finally looked up, her expression was tight. I think the real reason is that she met Brett. I leaned back in my chair. When? Before you two broke up. Maybe a month before. She didn't tell me directly, but I saw them together at a work event and she acted really weird about it. And then a week later, she broke up with you. And you didn't think that was worth mentioning? I didn't know for sure. And she swore nothing happened until after you two ended things. I believed her. Do you still believe her? She shook her head. No, I think she was seeing him the whole time. And I think she broke up with you because she wanted to be with him, but she didn't want to look like the bad guy. So she made it seem like it was your fault. I didn't say anything. And the money thing, Vanessa continued. Simone was right. You did help her pay off her debt. I remember because she told me about it. She said you were being really generous, that you didn't even hesitate. And then 2 weeks later, she broke up with you. Did she ever pay me back? I don't know, did she? No. Vanessa closed her eyes. I'm sorry. I should have said something sooner. I should have asked more questions. But she's really good at making you feel like you're the one being unreasonable if you push back. Why are you telling me this now? Because I can't keep pretending this is okay. That photo, the caption, the way she's been acting, it's cruel, and people are starting to notice. Simone's not the only one asking questions. Other people from school have been reaching out to me, asking what really happened, and I don't know what to tell them anymore. I stood up. Tell them the truth. What if she comes after me? Then you'll know what it feels like. I walked out before she could respond. I got home from the coffee shop and sat in my car for 20 minutes before going inside. Vanessa's words were still looping in my head. She met Brett before the breakup. She made it seem like your fault. She never paid you back. I climbed the stairs to my apartment and unlocked the door. My phone was buzzing before I even set my keys down. A text from my brother. Check Instagram now. I opened the app. The post had exploded overnight. 10,000 likes. The comments section had turned into a war zone. Simone had posted again, this time with screenshots. Old posts from Olivia's account, dated from when we were still together. One of them was a photo of her and Brett at what she'd called a work conference. The caption read, "Grateful for new connections." The date was 3 weeks before she broke up with me. Someone had replied, "New connections or new boyfriend?" Another person had added, "This timeline doesn't add up." Vanessa had commented on Simone's thread, "I think we all need to take a step back and stop making assumptions." Simone had replied, "I'm not assuming anything. I'm asking questions. Why won't Olivia answer them?" I scrolled further. More people were piling on now, dissecting every detail. Someone had found my LinkedIn profile and posted a screenshot showing I'd been employed the entire time Olivia and I were together. Another person had dug up an old post where Olivia had thanked me for always being there when it matters most. The date was 2 days before she'd asked me for the money. The comments under that post were brutal. So she took his money and then dumped him? This is actually disgusting. I feel so bad for him. My brother called. I answered. "Are you seeing this?" He said. "Yeah. People are turning on her, like really turning on her." I noticed. "What are you going to do?" "Nothing. You have to do something. This is your chance to set the record straight." "I don't want to set the record straight. I just want it to be over." "It's not going to be over until you say something." I hung up. Another text came in. "Corey, dude, check the post. It's blowing up." Then Priya. "Vanessa just called me crying. She said she told you everything. Is it true?" I didn't respond to either of them. My phone rang again. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. Another call came in immediately after. Different number. I turned my phone off. When I turned it back on an hour later, I had 37 missed calls and over 100 notifications. I opened Instagram. The post was at 15,000 likes now. Olivia had turned off comments, but it was too late. People had already screenshotted everything. The threads had spread to Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. Someone had made a timeline of events matching up dates from old posts with things Olivia had said publicly. Another person had started a thread called The Anatomy of a Lie. Vanessa had posted a statement on her own account. "I want to apologize for my role in perpetuating a narrative that wasn't true. I should have asked more questions and I didn't. I'm sorry." The comments under her post were mixed. Some people were thanking her for speaking up. Others were calling her complicit. Priya had posted something similar. "I believed what I was told without questioning it. That was wrong. I'm sorry to anyone who was hurt by my silence." Corey hadn't posted anything, but he'd liked both of their statements. My phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hi, this is a reporter from a local news station. We're covering the story about the viral engagement photo and we'd like to speak with you. Would you be available for an interview?" I deleted the message. Another one came in. "Hi, we're producing a segment segment on social media accountability, and we think your story would be a great fit. Please reach out if you're interested. I turned my phone off again. The next morning, I woke up to someone knocking on my door. I looked through the peephole. A woman with a microphone and a cameraman standing behind her. I didn't open the door. She knocked again. We just want to hear your side of the story. I waited until they left, then checked my phone. 62 missed calls, 214 notifications. The post was at 20,000 likes. Olivia had deleted it, but the screenshots were everywhere. People were reposting it with their own captions. This is what gaslighting looks like. She really thought she could get away with this. The internet never forgets. Someone had created a hashtag. It was trending. I opened my messages. 3 texts from Vanessa. I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would get this big. Please let me know you're okay. 1 from Priya. People are asking for your side. You should say something. 1 from Corey. This is getting out of control. Are you all right? I didn't respond to any of them. My landlord called. Hey, just a heads up. There were some people outside your building this morning asking about you. I told them I couldn't give out tenant information, but I wanted you to know. Thanks.
You doing okay?
Yeah. All right. Let me know if you need anything. I spent the rest of the day inside, ignoring my phone, watching the story spiral further out of control. By evening, a lifestyle blog had published a full article. The viral engagement photo that exposed a web of lies. It included screenshots, testimonies from people who knew us, and a detailed breakdown of the timeline. They'd reached out to Olivia for comment. She hadn't responded. Brett had posted a statement. I'm aware of the recent controversy surrounding a photo from our engagement party. I want to make it clear that I had no knowledge of the full history between Olivia and her ex at the time. I'm currently processing this information and ask for privacy as we work through it. The comments under his post were savage. You're engaged to a liar. Run while you still can. She's going to do the same thing to you. My brother called again. I answered. You need to get ahead of this, he said. There's nothing to get ahead of. It's already everywhere. Exactly. Which is why you need to say something. People want to hear from you. I don't care what people want. You should. This is your reputation. My reputation was already destroyed. This doesn't change anything. It changes everything. People are on your side now. You have leverage. I don't want leverage. I just want to move on. You can't move on until you close this chapter. I hung up. Another text came in. This one was from Brett. Can we talk? I think we need to clear some things up. I stared at the message for a long time, then typed back. There's nothing to clear up. He responded immediately. I didn't know about the money or the timeline. Olivia told me you two had been broken up for months before we started dating. She lied. I'm starting to realize that. I didn't respond. He texted again. I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I just want you to know I didn't know. Okay. Are you going to say anything publicly? No. Why not? Because it won't change anything. It might change things for me. I set my phone down. The next morning, Olivia posted a statement. It was long, carefully worded, and completely unconvincing. I want to address the recent speculation surrounding my engagement. First, I want to say that I never intended to hurt anyone. My relationship with my ex ended amicably, and I have nothing but respect for him. The photo that has been circulating was meant to be a lighthearted moment, and I'm sorry if it was interpreted differently. As for the other allegations, I think there's been a lot of misinformation spread by people who don't have the full story. I'm choosing not to engage further because I believe my character speaks for itself. I hope everyone can respect my privacy as I move forward with my life. The comments were disabled, but people were already tearing it apart on other platforms. She didn't address the money. She didn't address the timeline. This is the most non-apology I've ever seen. Vanessa commented on a repost of the statement. This isn't the full story. Someone replied, then what is? Vanessa didn't respond. Priya posted on her own account. I think we all need to take responsibility for the role we played in this. I'm sorry for not asking harder questions. Corey finally posted something. I've known both of them for years, and I think the truth is more complicated than what's being said online. But I also think some people owe some apologies. My phone rang. It was Vanessa. I answered. Are you okay? She said. I'm fine. I've been getting messages all day, people asking what I know, whether I'm going to say more. I don't know what to do. Tell the truth. I did. But people want more. They want details. Then give them details. What if Olivia comes after me? She's not going to come after you. She's too busy trying to save herself. Vanessa was quiet for a moment. Brett broke up with her. I sat up. What? He called off the engagement. He said he can't marry someone he doesn't trust. It happened this morning. How do you know? Olivia called me. She was crying. She said I ruined her life. You didn't ruin her life. She did. She doesn't see it that way. That's not your problem. Vanessa sighed. I know, but I still feel bad. Don't. She hung up. I opened Instagram. Olivia had deleted her statement. Her entire account was gone. Brett's post was still up, but he'd added an update. After much reflection, I've decided to end my engagement. This was not an easy decision, but it's the right one. I wish everyone involved peace and healing. The comments were a mix of support and schadenfreude. My brother texted, did you see? Brett called it off. Yeah, this is huge. You should say something now. No. Why not? Because it's over. It's not over. People still want to hear from you. I don't care. He didn't respond. That night, I got a text from Olivia. The first one since the breakup. I hope you're happy. I stared at it for a long time, then blocked the number. Priya called. Did she reach out to you? Yeah. What did she say? It doesn't matter. She's been texting everyone, trying to get people on her side. It's not working. Good. Are you coming Saturday? I don't know. You should. People want to see you. I'll think about it. I didn't think about it. Saturday came. I stayed home. My phone buzzed a few times. Texts from Corey, from Priya, asking where I was. I didn't respond. Around 9, my brother called. You should have gone, he said. Why? Because Vanessa told everyone everything. The whole story. The money, the timeline, all of it. People were pissed. Corey said if you'd been there, it would have been the perfect moment to set the record straight. I don't need to set the record straight. Vanessa already did. It's not the same. It's close enough, he sighed. Fine, but you're missing an opportunity. I'm okay with that. Sunday morning, I woke up to a text from Corey. You should check Vanessa's Instagram. I opened the app. Vanessa had posted a long statement detailing everything she'd told me at the coffee shop. The money, the timeline, the lies. She'd tagged Olivia's old account, even though it was deleted. The post had 12,000 likes. The comments were overwhelmingly supportive. Thank you for speaking up. This took a lot of courage. We need more people like you. Priya had commented. I'm proud of you for telling the truth. Corey had commented. This needed to be said. My brother had somehow found the post and commented. Finally, I closed the app and set my phone phone down. It was over. I delete every message without reading them. The notifications keep coming, but I swipe them away one by one until the screen is clear. Then I turn my phone off completely and set it face down on the table. My laptop is already open. I pull up the catering agency's website and check the schedule. There's a shift available Tuesday night, another one Thursday. I add both to my calendar and send the confirmation email. The apartment is quiet. No buzzing, no ringing, no voices asking me to explain myself or defend what happened or claim some kind of victory I never wanted in the first place. I stand up and walk to the window. The parking lot is empty except for a few cars. The sun is starting to set, turning everything orange and soft. It's the kind of light that used to make me feel like something good was about to happen. I don't feel that way now, but I don't feel the way I did a week ago either. I think about the photo, about standing in the back row with that empty tray, forcing a smile while everyone clapped, about Olivia's smirk and Vanessa's whisper and the caption that was supposed to make me look small. It worked for a while, but only because I let it. I close the laptop and sit back down. My phone is still off. I leave it that way. The rent is paid. I have 2 shifts lined up. My brother will call again eventually, and maybe I'll answer. Maybe I won't. For now, I'm just here. No audience, no explanations, no need to prove anything to anyone. They can keep the photo. I'm keeping everything else. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your favorite part in the comments. See you in the next one.